Mrs. Eichhoff here. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Can you tell? Maybe it's the hat. Well, I'm in flow. That's why I'm feeling so good. Flow? What's that? I think you need to know. Let me explain. When you're in flow, you are very focused, and you feel challenged and excited all at the same time. In flow, you are having so much fun working that you don't even care about stuff that might have distracted you or worried you any other time. You're doing something that is hard, but boy, is it fun, and you don't want to stop. Look at this student. He's reading a book that isn't too easy because that would be boring. But if it was too hard, he would feel frustrated. His book is just right, and he has been reading it long enough to get interested. In fact, he's so interested that he's losing track of time. Now here's the cool part. He can control the excitement in his brain and focus because he is in flow. Have you ever read a story that took you to a land far, far away? Well, when you were in that story, you got into flow. That's why it was so fun reading. And then you hear a voice like this. Turn off the light. It's time for bed. No, I want to keep reading, please. Just 5 more minutes. That's flow. Oh, look at these Legos. Yeah, building and creating with Legos isn't too easy, but it's not too hard. Everyone builds things that are interesting to them. When you're building something with Legos or anything else, you can become so interested in building that you totally lose track of time. It becomes fun when you work on it long enough to get interested. Then, once you're interested, it feels good to control the excited energy in your brain because you are so interested and you want to keep building until you're done with your idea. You can control your brain because you're in flow. Bullseye, you did it. Next, look at this dancer. She is moving her body in a way that feels good. This is a picture, so we can't see her rhythm. But rhythm is an important part of dance, and it's a big part of why a lot of people love to dance. She is so interested in what she's doing that she's losing track of time. She is not bored, she is not frustrated or worried, and she doesn't care what people think. But here's the cool part. She is controlling the excited energy in her brain and body because she is so interested. She has put herself into flow. In sports, they call it the zone. Next, look at this band. They all feel good. This is called group flow. Sometimes this happens in class. We can get so interested in what we're doing that we might lose track of time, and we don't feel bored or frustrated or worried. But here's the cool part. We can choose our music to control our energy. It has a lot to do with how fast or slow the rhythm is. If we have too much or not enough energy, we can choose music that can help us to change our energy and help us to move into the flow state at the same time. Let me ask you this. Can you guess why people sing or learn to play instruments? You might have guessed that it is because they want to be in the flow state. That's right. People love to be in the zone. All right, now look at these soccer players. See how focused they are? They are so interested in what they're doing. they've probably lost track of time. In fact, even when they get sweaty and tired, they stick with it. And every time they do something well, they celebrate inside. Every good kick, every good block, every good dribble, and every good pass matters. But even when they don't win, they don't give up soccer, because playing sports can put you in the flow state. But here's the cool part. When you're in the zone, you're able to control the excited energy in your brain and body because you are so focused. So let me ask you this. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? This egg sure is trying to figure it out.
Actually, here's a better question. Which comes first, focus or flow? You don't start with flow and then get focused. First, you have to focus so that you can find your way into flow. Make sense?
Look how focused these girls are. Remember, flow follows focus, and their work is becoming like play. Even though they look like they're concentrating, they're playing.
Everybody can get into flow. I hope you're starting to get the hang of this.
Notice how content these students are. Their teacher is already done explaining their assignment to them. Now they are busy doing their work. Do you think they just got started? Look carefully. Do you see how focused they are? That means they care about their work and they're having fun. When they first got started, they probably didn't look this focused. And if they felt confused, they might have had to get some help from their teacher. But now, they care so much about their work that they are losing track of time. You guessed it, they're in flow. Yep, they're in the zone. And that's why it's easy for them to control the excited energy in their brain. It's because they're so interested. And their work is starting to feel like play. Now this part of flow is almost weird. If they run out of time because they have to go eat lunch or it's time to go home, they would rather keep working. Have you ever felt that way about some work you were doing? Then you know what it feels like to be in flow. You were in the zone. Bullseye, you did it.
So think about those times when you were busy doing something that was important to you and you didn't want to stop because you were in flow.
Remember how good it feels. You can learn to get into the zone or flow on purpose. You don't have to wait for it to happen just by accident. Notice when you get into flow. Think about how you did it so that you can do it again. And remember this, flow comes after focus. When you do activities that involve working or struggling, remember that you can only get into flow if you focus first. That's when your work becomes fun, and you might even lose track of time. But you can't get into flow by just thinking about it or by watching someone else in flow. Instead, get involved, get started in your work. Do your deep, careful breathing so that you can start to get your mind focused. Now here's one last thing to think about. When you're in school, you're busy learning and doing work, and there's lots of interruptions. But when you're at home and you're doing your work, you might be able to spend more time on your assignments. That's important to think about because it might give you a little extra time to get into flow. Here are the 5 factors for getting into flow, or the zone. Number 1, it needs to be a task you choose to learn to care about. Don't just watch other people having fun working. You can have fun too. Not because someone will pay you, or because you want a good grade, or because you want compliments. Work can be fun if you're doing it right. Next, you need to see a clear goal and notice what you're getting done so that you can feel proud. Third, get on a roll. Once you're on a roll, you will want to keep going. Number 4, we all have to learn and practice our skills first, but keep in mind that some work can be kind of boring. That kind of work needs to get done too. And if the task is too hard, you might feel frustrated. So you might need to learn or practice more first, and that's okay. Flow happens when your work is not too hard and it's not too easy. Most importantly, to get into flow. Here is number 5. You need intense focus on the present moment because flow follows focus. What was that again? Flow follows focus. So how do you get into flow? Number 1, slow, careful breathing. Number 2, get started on your work. Number 3, focus your attention. Number 4, stick with it. Number 5, when you start to feel interested, keep focusing on that. Number 6, monitor your progress. And number 7, celebrate each step. If you can do all those things, you can get into focus on purpose and not by accident. I don't know if you're wondering where this all came from or not, but I sure was. There's a guy named Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Wow, I think I need to show you how that's spelled. It's pretty amazing. Well, anyway, he started paying attention to this amazing feeling that comes from focusing and really getting involved in his work. And he started realizing that anybody can get into flow. It feels good, you get a lot done, you feel really good about yourself, and it doesn't have to happen by accident. There's lots of information available about flow. All you gotta do is go looking for it. Remember, you can start by looking up Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. It's easy to find information on the subject of flow on the internet and on YouTube. I sure hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching.